First World Rally victory in 1994 in a Ford Escort Cosworth with co-driver Harry and Seppo. They beat Didier Auriol and Carlos Sainz into second and third place. Mäkinen joined Mitsubishi and drove the Lancer to victory in 1995. The following year, only troubled by Juha Kankkunen, it was another win in the Lancer, as he proved he was the master of the fast sweeping stages. 1997 made it 4 in a row, matching the record set in Kenya by Shekhar Mehta. With new co-driver Risto Manisimaki, he established a new record with a win in '98. With 5 wins and an 11-point lead in the series, his rivals know he has a big advantage.
At least I know how to win.
The rally is Finland's biggest sporting event, and over the 3 days is run through the forests to the north and south of Jyväskylä in central Finland. The running order was as per championship positions. Mäkinen out ahead of Auriol, Sainz, Kankkunen, McRae and Burns. The rally started at 2 o'clock. The weather forecast was for clear skies. Everything was looking favourable for Mäkinen on his home rally. Didier Auriol, the win here in '92, is one of only 2 non-Scandinavians ever to win here. And Carlos Sainz was the other. He won in 1990. Local man Juha Kankkunen lives near to Jyväskylä and will be very familiar with the stages, certainly a potential winner. Alistair McRae in the Hyundai was the first away in Formula 2.
I've been here, this is my 4th time now, so I've got pretty good notes on the road. We won here in F2 last year, so I'm really looking forward to it.
He was followed by teammate Kenneth Eriksson. Mäkinen was first on stage. With top speeds of around 200 kilometers an hour, the setup of the car has to be right, as even a small error can lose speed through the fast bends and jumps of the Finnish rally. After the 7 stages of leg 1, Mäkinen set a time of 42 minutes, 19.8 seconds.
It's been all right. Beginning was very good. It was a bit damp.
Okay.
Roads beginning and grip was all right. But last 2 stages was absolutely dry, very, very dry, and a lot of blows. And I'm sure that was the reason why we were a bit slower than the others.
Didier Auriol, needing to close the gap on Mäkinen in the championship, had a smooth run over the first day. The Frenchman only losing 5 seconds to the Finn.
I think it's very, very good position for tomorrow, because tomorrow it's very, very long day where it's quite a lot of gravel, but maybe worse than today. So it means if you are behind, the another cleans the road for you, so it can be a very good opportunity maybe.
In the second Toyota, Sainz was pushing hard for his first win of the year. Despite regularly beating Mäkinen's and Auriol's times, a 10-second penalty on stage 7 dropped him down the order. Kankkunen, 22 points behind in the championship, with a win here could still keep his title hopes alive. Despite being in provisional first place, he tactically lost time on the 7th stage to ensure that he would not be first on the road for leg 2.
What did Richard do then? I went slowly, but
I know, he went slower.
Yeah. After the first 4 cars through, it was Kankkunen followed by Mäkinen, Auriol and Sainz. Colin McRae, 8th here back in '92, was not a favourite to win and got off to a bad start when he hit a rock and stalled the engine on stage 1. Things improved, but a suspension setup that was too soft for the conditions kept him well down the leaderboard.
56 right.
He ended the day 30 seconds behind.
I'm not very happy with the car setup, and the notes have been a bit slow, but it's not a bad position to be in tomorrow as long as the weather stays dry.
On 23 points in the series, equal with McRae, Subaru's Richard Burns mixed it with the Finns, leading the rally on stages 3, 4, 5 and 6. He then followed Kankkunen's tactic by deliberately losing time on stage 7.
1:32 at the moment. Stop. It's going to be better for us to be not running first car on the road, basically. If it's dry, then it's going to clear, obviously, with more cars that go over. But really, for me, it's only the second time here, and tomorrow's roads are more specialised than today's. And it's going to be beneficial for me to be able to see other people's lines, especially with, you know, Marcus and Juha. They obviously know exactly where they're going, so that's my policy.
Freddie Loix, gaining experience in the Charisma, was nearly 2 minutes behind. In the second Ford, Thomas Rodstrom was comfortably leading his teammate McRae and in a good position to challenge for the lead. Kankkunen continued to hold on to the #1 position. After his performance in New Zealand, Tony Gardemeister was running well until a spin on stage 5 stalled the engine. This cost him 40 seconds, putting him out of contention for the win. Subsequently, leaving a service late cost him a penalty of 20 seconds, leaving him further down the order. Not having driven in Finland for some time, Francois Delacour was off to a bad start. By the end of the day, the Peugeot was over 1 minute adrift. Harry Rovanperä showed that the new Cordoba was a huge improvement, and even though they were still establishing the best setup, they were still very much in contention. Peugeot's Marcus Grönholm, despite a slow start, soon found his rhythm, taking stage wins and finishing in provisional first place.
Try to go fast tomorrow as the first car on the road, so we will try this way. I hope this is the right decision.
The Skoda team of Armin Schwartz and Manfred Heimer were to become the first casualty of the rally, as the fast turns on stage 1 were to catch them out.
Keep in. 120.
Despite struggling to service, they were forced to retire. Alistair McRae was losing time on the leading cars in Formula 2 and was nearly 4 minutes behind Grönholm. Kenneth Eriksson was only clear, giving the advantage to the following drivers. Grönholm shone here in 97 and 98 with Toyota. He set a time of 1 hour, 48 minutes and 15.4 seconds.
Yeah, if we have fourth or something, it would be the best fourth, fifth, but 10 seconds after the leader, so it would be the best.
Juha Kankkunen on his home rally was determined to show that his win in Argentina was not luck.
Right over crest, 150. Small crest, 150.
By the end of stage 13, he was ahead of Grönholm by 6 seconds.
Sun shining, good weather.
Richard Burns, after his decision on leg 1 to deliberately lose the lead, was third on the road, hoping for clearer stages.
Straight 60 flat right. 50 slow flat left.
The Englishman's first objective was to beat his teammate Kankkunen, but his limited experience on the rally made setting up the car for the jumps very difficult. He used Kankkunen's tracks to help show him the way. He was only 5.5 seconds behind the Finn. Thomas Rodstrom was driving hard and smooth, but the car was not matching his performance.
150. Long crest, 100.
Having started so well, it was a disappointment as he dropped back. There was no apparent reason for the lack of performance, and Rodstrom could only hope that the engineers could solve the problem quickly. After the first 4 cars had been through, it was Kankkunen ahead of Burns, Grönholm and Thomas Rodstrom. Tommi Mäkinen, the master of the Finnish rally, was still focused on his 6th consecutive win. Starting with an 18-second deficit would make it difficult to get on terms with Kankkunen. Finn was wondering what he had to do to break into the top three. He was now only 8 seconds adrift.
We had a little bit problem in the morning, and we started with the soft tire compound, and then we had some problem with front suspension, and that was the reason why we went so fast in the morning. But now everything seems to be all right.
Oriol was finding the Toyota impossible to drive. Even on straight sections, the Frenchman found the car difficult to control. In the hope of improving the situation, both front and rear differentials were changed, but the team didn't seem sure as to where the problems lay.
There seems to have been some form of imbalance in the transmission there somewhere.
With over half the rally run, he was nearly 2 minutes behind. 7th on the road, the Seat of Harry Rovanperä. After a promising start on leg one, he was finding it difficult to find his rhythm. By the end of stage 13, he was over 40 seconds adrift. Carlos Sainz had changed the suspension settings, and the Corolla began to fly. Toyota's hopes for their first win of the season now rested on the ever-popular Spaniard.
We changed slightly the car, and I can push a little bit more now.
With clear roads and having found a good setup, he outpaced everyone faster on stages 9, 10, 11 and 13. Climbing the leaderboard on each stage, it was a stunning drive by the Spaniard. He was only 1.8 seconds behind Kankkunen. After the first 8 cars through, it was Kankkunen a whisker in front of Sainz, Burns and Gronholm. As the excitement mounted at the top of the leaderboard, McRae joined the fray.
Kane jump into straight left over jump. And 6 left tightens and 6 right over crest into left over crest.
An early brake problem was solved, but a stall on stage 12 cost him valuable seconds. Despite it being only his second time on the stages of leg 2, he managed to finish in the top 6. 45 seconds from the lead car. The notorious Finnish jumps, though, were taking their toll on the Ford. François Delacour could not come to terms with the terrain and gradually lost ground.
Le 110 bon, bref. 100 mètres, gauche 110 cordes. 110 bon, bref, okay. Gauche 110 cordes. 110 cordes, ouais. 100 mètres, 125 longue corde, 130 mètres, gauche 90 bon tard.
On stage 12, a broken differential lost him nearly a minute. Tony Gardemeister, after a disappointing first leg, ran straight into trouble on stage 8. Differential trouble reared its head. Nevertheless, the car showed it had pace with a third fastest time on stage 12. But he was still over 2 minutes behind. Towards the end of day 2, drama unfolded. Thomas Rudstrom was the first victim of special stage 14.
In easy left minus over jump 150. Easy right plus over crest.
When we landed after a couple of jumps, I had the steering a little bit the wrong angle, and then the car went immediately to the ditch.
Freddie Loix in the Mitsubishi ran out of luck on the same stage. But Loix managed to get back to service and continued the rally.
Back went a little bit sideways, and I went with the back in the grass, and at that moment the car starts to roll.
However, his teammate was not so lucky. Still hoping for his 6th victory, Mäkkinen's chances were to fade away.
Well, he was just approaching a junction at 16 kilometres, and he was over a jump and braking down to a junction left, and he just seemed to lose all drive. We don't know exactly what went wrong, but you know, it was something fairly simple.
Juha Kankkunen was first on the road with a narrow lead of 10 seconds from Sainz. He looked to be in complete control until a puncture on stage 19 tore a hole in the wall of his left front tyre. The Moose kept the tyre inflated, but would it allow the following drivers through? If Kankkunen were to win the rally, he would make the record books, as 23 wins would be the greatest number of World Rally wins ever.
It was really hard to turn, it was understeer.
He would be more than aware that his teammate Burns would not let him win without a fight.
No, he's driving very fast and he's doing well, but I mean, if he still takes 5 seconds, I have still another 5 seconds for the last stage.
50, keep left to crest and fast right. And easy left, and keep left over crest to long easy right sumppoon, and flat left over crest, and easy right.
At the end of stage 22, Kankkunen had set a time of 3 hours, 5 minutes and 25.2 seconds. Carlos Sainz is third in the championship, only 5 points behind Oriol. A second place in Finland could move him above the Frenchman in the series. But only 4 seconds behind him was Burns, who would be desperate to secure a 1-2 for Subaru. Sainz, however, could not match his speed of yesterday, unable to beat Kankkunen on a single stage.
Two times, check the way. 12.64. The Subaru, it is 12.44. Always 20. At the moment it is very tight, and I think it's very good for the spectators. You enjoy, I think everybody enjoy, and we try to enjoy ourselves as well.
By the end of stage 22, he had dropped a further 10 seconds on Kankkunen. Richard Burns could sense victory as he started the day consistently beating the times of his teammate.
Flat right. 60. Crest 40. Flat left 80.
On stage 18, the speed trap recorded Burns at 206 kilometres an hour, compared to 203 kilometres an hour for Kankkunen.
Well, I mean, we've got 3 more stages to go, and anything can happen. Juha's been down a ditch and had some problems. We've been down a ditch on the last stage there, so we're all trying very hard, Juha, ourselves and Carlos, so we'll just see what the outcome is. But for sure it's looking better now than it was with 17 seconds this morning.
They were both driving on the limit on stage 18, only separated by a tenth of a second. The team appearing to let them race to the end. Burns, however, could not close the gap sufficiently, over 10 seconds behind. Colin McRae would be waiting for any mishaps to the lead drivers. The wrong tyre choice slowed him on the first stage, but then he was as quick as the Subarus. From Finland if he was to keep any hopes of the championship alive.
Into right of a crest, tightens to 5 plus, opens. Into 6 left, over crest, opens 30. 6 left over 2 crests, and K4 right tightens.
Focus was not able to come on terms with the leading cars.
See that 2 crests? You put me off there when you brought your hand up. Like when you...
Why did I put my hand up? Why was that?
Well, I don't know if you think we were coming into the 2 quick.
McRae has a reputation for either winning or retiring, and on stage 22, piston failure left him limping to the end of the stage.
70.
He finished over 2.5 minutes behind the Finn. Oil on the screen stopped him at the end of the stage.
The engine blew about 3 Ks into the last stage.
After the first 4 cars, Kankkunen still led from Richard Burns, Carlos Sainz and Colin McRae. Marcus Grönholm had incurred a 50-second penalty as a result of leaving a service park too late and started the day over 20 seconds from McRae. He began pushing but lacked speed on the straight. Before the last stage, he was behind by 1.5 minutes. A great drive on stage 18 had Harry Rovanperä splitting the 2 Subarus, but a stall at the start of 19 lost him seconds. Cordova was proving that it would now be a serious rival for the rallies to come. Rovanperä and co-driver Risto Pietalainen were 2 minutes behind. His teammate Tony Gardemeister experienced trouble with his pace notes, narrowly missing a telegraph pole on stage 20. He remained in 7th place despite McRae's misfortune. It had not been the best rally for Didier Auriol. The car had not been running well, and on the speed trap on stage 18, his top speed of 178 kilometers an hour showed that he was well off the pace. He was to retire on stage 22, having lost confidence in the car.
Yeah, I changed everything. Yes, we retired for have the possibility to change quite a lot of things on the car and to everything fine for the last super stage.
Kankkunen led from his teammate Burns, Carlos Sainz and Marcus Grönholm. In Formula 2, Alistair McRae had moved into 3rd in the Hyundai, but power steering failure dropped him to 4th. Before the live stage, 2 world champions met.
I brought some bad luck for Mika in Hockenheim, and Mika came here to follow, and I retired. Well, I have a ticket to Spa. Maybe I thought yesterday to Mika, maybe it's better I'm not coming to follow at all.
Mika Häkkinen watched as fellow Finn Mäkinen was allowed back for the live TV stage, posting a time of 3 minutes 21.2. As the clouds gathered above, Auriol's tactic had worked. The Toyota flew quicker by half a second. Gardemeister was the first to suffer as the rain came, slower by 3 seconds. Colin McRae's engine was blowing oil badly, and with half a kilometre to go, the focus expired.
C'est la vie, we give it a go.
Kankkunen and co-driver Juha Repo came through 8 seconds down, but claiming the overall rally win.
Not bad for an old boy. No.
Probably I won. This was my 3rd win here, and for sure that was the hardest fight from those.
The Finn had driven a superb rally, now in the record books as the driver with the highest number of World Rally wins, and now back in the hunt for his 5th world title. The Finnish rally once again won by a Finn, despite the excellent efforts by Ferns, a 1-2 for Subaru. In Championship, Mäkinen continues to lead, while Juha Kankkunen moves up to join 3rd with Carlos Sainz. Toyota continue to lead the Constructors' Championship, while Subaru move up to